Spurs are preparing to bid for gift Orban. How much would you pay for the Belgian league striker? Yes, guys, and hello and welcome to the SpursRelated YouTube channel and podcast. I hope everyone is doing very well today. Today, we have got a transfer update video for you guys. Plenty of news, plenty of quotes, plenty of incoming bids. And today, I'm joined alongside Andre of SpursRelated all the way from Canada. Andre, very quickly, mate, how are you doing?
Oh, as always, I'm fantastic. So much news to cover, and good news all around, more so than not, and a couple of disappointing ones, but we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. We'll run through the video. And guys, if you do like these transfer update videos, we were doing them pretty much every day when the news was heating up. Obviously, it's less often now that we're coming to the end of the window. However, we're expecting more and more news in the last couple of weeks. Please give this video a smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and comment your thoughts on the gift Orban incoming bid and everything else we talk about in this video. But Andre, without further ado, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it.
Perfect. So, I mean, ever since the Kane stuff ended, it seems like we're towards the end of the third act of this sort of transfer window movie. But something that's still heating up to now is the fact that Spurs are preparing to bid for gift Orban. And I mean, it's not a surprise, if you guys haven't checked out that player analysis video we did about a week ago, go check them out so you can see everything that is gift Orban and what he's all about. But I personally am very excited for this. I've been saying that this is a guy that we need. And again, he is from the Belgian league. We're valuing him at about £25 million. So we'll see what exactly we will actually offer. The thing is, though, that if the club is seeing how much hype is around him, I can't imagine that they're going to let him out that easily.
Yeah, I think Ghent will make us bid and bid and bid. I don't think we'll have a first successful bid. I think Ghent will know that we've got 100 million plus in the bank from the Harry Kane transfer. And if we're ending up bidding sort of 20, 25 million, they're going to say probably more like 30 million. And they're probably going to push us to that price. I could see it being high 20s overall. But let's see what the final figure will be if we get to that stage, of course. But just very quickly, as Andre said, go and check out the other video. The support, and it's been crazy. Almost approaching 10,000 views on it. I can't believe I'm saying that. But go and check it out if you need to know more about gift Orban. The video was around 10 days ago. So go and check that out on the channel and smash the like on those videos. But, Andre, next bit of news?
Perfect. The next bit of news, something a little smaller in the form of Scarlett, who will be staying at Spurs per Dan KP. It looks like while Valise is sort of making his way into the squad, right, our new player, and now that Kane has gone, it seems like we have some options that we need to keep around, and it looks like Scarlett is one of them. I know that we kept him around for the first part of the season. I believe it was last year as well, before he wasn't really integrated much. But I do hope that he really lives up to that hype that I've been hearing about him and how good he can be. And I really think this might be the season to do it, especially if, and I'm fortunate to say this, if Richarlison continues the same form from last season.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're spot on. I remember he got a run out under Jose in actually some of the Europa League games coming off the bench, which was great experience for him. He came off the bench against Shakhtar Donetsk in the friendly a couple of weeks ago in Harry Kane's last game, of course, and scored an absolutely fantastic goal on the spin, on the turn, top right-hand corner, fantastic finish. And he looks like he's filled out a little bit. He looks like he's almost bulked up, maybe got a little bit taller, and he genuinely looks like he's becoming almost that finished product that Spurs fans are hoping to see. Of course, they're hoping Dane Scarlett becomes the next Harry Kane, right? How likely that is, I'm not so sure. But at the same time, it does look like he has got much stronger, much more composed on the ball, and looks like he can sure hit a ball as well. So that loan spell at Portsmouth probably did help, but I think it's good news he's staying. I don't think we should waste any more time loaning him out. Let's see what he's about. Let's give him the chance. And yeah, excited to see what Dane can provide.
No, totally. I totally agree. And I think Ange said on one when he was bringing Sonny in to be captain that leaders doesn't matter about the age. The youngest one can be a leader. So let's hope that that's the case here. It's all for him now. It's his chance.
Sure.
But moving on to the next piece of news, it looks like, unfortunately, I mean, I personally am not surprised by this one, but Ange has become unimpressed with Ndombele as given by Alistair Gold. Even though he had a bright start and there was news coming out that he was really impressing, it looks like he's finally showing the same things that every manager has eventually seen. He's unimpressed with his attitude, unimpressed with the application, with the timekeeping. This has kind of gone on as the preseason continued, and that's why we didn't really see him much more after that. I don't know what the future holds for Ndombele, but I don't know if it's going to be at Tottenham.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Tanguy Ndombele, as we know, has attitude problems. There's no hiding away from it. He came off that pitch, and I think it was a cup game against Morecambe last season, and he walked off the pitch so slowly. All the fans were getting on his back to get off that pitch quicker. There was even players trying to push him off quicker. It was an absolute embarrassment, considering we weren't even winning the game at that stage. I mean, and the fact he's got a third chance and he's blown it again with a brand new manager who would have probably taken everyone from square one, right? He said he wanted to come in, everyone had a clean slate. He had the chance to literally build on his career that had sort of gone off the edge, and he's blown it again. And I'm not surprised, like you said, Ange, because you can't change a play like that. Tanguy Ndombele, his talent is undoubtedly incredible, but who cares if you haven't got the attitude? Unfortunately, there's no room for him in this team. There's no room for them.
Yeah, I think a lot of times in life in general, if you've got the right person to guide you, you can accomplish anything. But as soon as you have an attitude problem, that's something that no one can fix but yourself. So I feel really bad, and I hope Ndombele figures it out.
It's a waste. I mean, we saw it with Paul Pogba at the end of Man United. We saw it, unfortunately, with Dele Alli, although we know there was the off-the-field stuff as well, which was obviously heartbreaking to see in that interview. But there's other factors in footballers' lives that can impact an attitude. And unfortunately, Ndombele, whatever it is going on behind the scenes, or whether it is just genuinely an attitude problem where he doesn't really care about football, all he cares about is the money, he has to lose that if he wants to have a future at any top club, whether that's Tottenham, whether that's Galatasaray, who were linked with him, or Fenerbahce, whoever it was. You can't do that. You have to be switched on. You have to be focused, and you have to listen to your manager. And clearly, that's why we're not seeing him in the squad. It's not an injury for Ndombele. It's just Ange does not trust what he's doing. But I think we should move on, Andre. And guys, let us know in the comments what you think about the Ndombele situation. But today's key word, 8 minutes in the comments below, it has to be Orban in capital letters. Let us know if you guys would love to see him at Tottenham. And do you think we'll get this one over the line? Do you think we need Gift Orban? Or do you think we even need more up front than Gift Orban? Let us know in the comments below with that capital word Orban, and I'll reply to every single comment, guys. And please do, if you haven't already, smash that thumbs up. But Andre, let's get through to the next bit of news.
Perfect. And for some of you, this might be good news. For some of you, this may not be good news. All depends on what you think of him. But Spurs have denied any Lukaku links per Fabrizio Romano. I personally fall in the category that I'm kind of happy about that. I was not impressed when I heard that this would be the guy that we would be trying to get. I do not want him. I think that outside of the footballing, sort of like the actual games, I'll leave it to the experts on that one. I'm not a fan of the way that he's wanted to go to specific clubs, and then clubs put a lot of money into him, a lot of time and a lot of effort, and then he just wants to leave, and then he goes to the next club and he does the same thing. And it's been the transfer saga chaos for him because he can't just stay at one club.
Well, it looked like he was going to go to Juventus, and then their fans protested it on some kind of unveiling on another player. In terms of Lukaku, I don't fully fall into the I don't want him bracket, actually. But I do think he has that issue with the attitude thing, funnily enough, that we just talked about. I think he's a top player. I genuinely do. And I think he's actually very, very good and would probably fit an Ange system. But would he fit an Ange system better than a Gift Orban who would develop and improve? Or would he be sort of that big figure in the dressing room that maybe causes that friction between players? We don't want that again, of course. We don't want any egos in the dressing room, hence why Ndombele is probably moving on. But Lukaku, I actually think when you get him at his best, he's a very, very good striker. And he's proved that at Inter Milan. It didn't work at Chelsea. It worked for a bit at Man United. But even for West Brom, like we're talking like almost 10 years ago, he was phenomenal for them as well. So, I mean, he is a good player. There's no doubting that. I just don't think he's the perfect fit for the Ange system. I think he could fit it, but I think there's better players than him. And I think he'd demand a huge wage. And I think we would be financially impacted on that in terms of what else we could get. If we got a Lukaku, would we be able to get Tapsoba or another centre-back? I'm not so sure. So I'm probably glad this won't happen, but I don't think he's a terrible player.
Fair enough. I mean, he has shown his class at times, but let's just leave it at that. That's the end of that for now. But
yeah, let us know, guys, what you think. Anyway.
Yeah, so the next piece of news we have is that Dier's future is undetermined. As much as there have been transfer links here and there for this player, and as much as some of us have been saying he needs to go, others saying that he should stay, I've tried to be supportive of him in the times where he's gotten a little better for us. But I mean, the club itself, Tottenham, has denied any links to him going anywhere at the moment. But the future is undetermined. There is a priority on the outgoings of center backs. His name has not been mentioned at the moment. It's actually Sanchez and Tanganga who've been mainly in the news spotlight of having to move on. We know that Rodin obviously secured that loan to Leeds, if I'm not mistaken. But Ange has come out and said that he's pushing for more center backs to be signed alongside the outgoings, right? We have Pershers, I believe that's how you pronounce it, who has been linked to us, which whack it down in the comments below if you want us to do an analysis of him as well. I don't think we've done that yet. But yeah, I mean, if he goes down the pecking order, if Dier's just going to be sitting on the bench, I think he might want to salvage his career a little bit longer and head somewhere else. So we'll see what happens with this one.
I'm hearing Saudi Arabia. I know that's not tier 1 sources, but apparently he could end up there. Al Nassr was the chat. I don't know how reliable that is, but it's interesting. And I know that Eric Dier has become probably 4th, 5th choice centre-back now. Actually, Davinson Sanchez looked all right when he came on against Brentford and looked sublime when he played against Barcelona. And I think he's now jumped that pecking order. And so Davinson Sanchez is the backup centre-back to Romero. And even the left side of Micky van der Ven, it would be Eric Dier, but I'd still say it's Davinson Sanchez, which is interesting. So let's see. And you guys know what I think of Eric Dier. I think it's been way too many years. He's still been in a Spurs shirt. Should have moved on years ago, in my opinion. But let us know what you're thinking, guys. And I think we've got one more transfer news for you. Or not really transfer news, but yep.
Yeah, it's not so much transfer news. We're going to end it on a good note today. And it's actually that Van de Ven came out and said that he's been inspired by Vertonghen. And I know that you've been talking about how this is like the next, Vertonghen 2.0.
Yes.
And I mean, that's what he said. He basically came out and said that, he's been studying Vertonghen. He looked up to him. He's been inspired. A good left-footed center back. He watched videos of him. He learned from him. And, he saw that all these Ajax players were heading over to, to the big leagues. So, I mean, I'm very happy to see that we've got this sort of player who wants to reach that level of a center back that's very well respected.
Jan Vertonghen's a legend, 100%. So the fact he's inspired to be like Jan Vertonghen, who's one of my all-time favourite Spurs players, incredible. And I think he said in one of the quotes as well, he used to be in the stadium when he was playing at Ajax, when he was a young kid, watching Vertonghen, inspired that he was that tall, left-footed centre-back. And he plays like Jan Vertonghen. I've said this numerous times. And, oh, my goodness, if we can get Romero and Vertonghen anywhere near Toby and Jan, it would be a formidable partnership. And I'm excited to see how well he does. I thought he had a decent debut as well. He obviously deflected that goal in, but I don't think there was a lot he could do about it. But other than that, he hardly put a foot wrong. He was fantastic. and I cannot wait to see him this season even more and improving this team. But guys, let us know what you thought of Micky van der Ven in the comments. I don't care if you guys put 5 comments. I'm going to read them all. I'm going to reply to them all. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just keep putting your comments. Keep smashing that like button. Guys, let's see if we can get 50 likes today. We've been getting around sort of 30, 40, and then sometimes they get 100. Let's see if we can get 50, and if we can get more, even better. Subscribe if you're new. There is the membership option below for fan member shows coming up and exclusive member content when we get enough members. Subscribe if you're new. Like I said, comment, like, Andre, you've been great. All that great stuff. And as always, guys, remember, come on, you Spurs!